Horus and Set, the battle for Egypt. Have you ever heard a story of betrayal so deep it tore a kingdom apart? A tale of a king murdered, a throne usurped, and a son's epic quest for vengeance? This isn't the latest fantasy blockbuster. This is one of ancient Egypt's most foundational myths, the battle between Horus and Set. It all begins in a golden age. The wise and beloved god Osiris ruled over Egypt, with his brilliant sister wife Isis by his side. He taught humanity agriculture and law, bringing peace and prosperity to the land. But this idyllic reign was poisoned by jealousy. Osiris's own brother, Set, the god of chaos, storms, and the desert, watched with a heart full of envy. He coveted the throne and hatched a treacherous plan. Set hosted a magnificent banquet in Osiris's honor. The centerpiece was a stunningly beautiful chest, crafted to perfection. Set announced that whoever fit perfectly inside the chest could keep it. One by one the gods tried, but none were the right size. Then Osiris, unsuspecting, lay down inside. It was a perfect fit. In a flash, Set and his co-conspirators slammed the lid shut, sealed it with lead, and cast the chest into the Nile River. Osiris, the great king, was gone, and Set seized the throne of Egypt. The news shattered Isis, but her grief was matched only by her determination. She transformed into a bird and flew across the land, tirelessly searching for her beloved husband. After a long and arduous journey, she found the chest, which had washed ashore and been encased within the trunk of a massive tamarisk tree. She brought it back to Egypt in secret, using her powerful magic to conceive a child with the deceased Osiris and heir to the throne, whom she named Horus, but Set's spies were everywhere. Discovering what Isis had done, he flew into a rage. He found the hidden body of Osiris, and in a final, brutal act of desecration, he tore his brother's body into 14 pieces, scattering them across the length and breadth of Egypt. Set believed that by doing this, he had ended the line of Osiris forever. He underestimated Isis. Once again, she set out on a sorrowful quest, this time joined by her sister Nephthys. They scoured every corner of the kingdom, from the marshlands of the delta to the sands of the south, gathering the pieces of their beloved Osiris. They found all but one. With the help of Anubis, the god of mummification, they lovingly reassembled Osiris, wrapping him in linen bandages, creating the very first mummy. Though he could not return to the land of the living, Osiris was reborn. He descended into the underworld, becoming its just and eternal king, the judge of all souls who came after. Meanwhile, on Earth, Isis hid her son, Horus, in the dense papyrus swamps of the Nile Delta, protecting him from Set's wrath. She raised him in secret, nurturing him, and filling his heart with the story of his father's greatness and his uncle's treachery. Horus grew from a vulnerable child into a powerful god, his destiny clear. He would avenge his father and reclaim his rightful throne. When Horus came of age, he stepped forward to challenge Set. This wasn't just a family squabble. This was a cosmic legal battle before the tribunal of the gods, led by the great sun god Ra. For 80 long years, the case dragged on. Set, a master of brute force and cunning arguments, claimed the throne was his by right of strength. Horus, the rightful heir, argued it was his by lineage. The gods were divided. Ra, impressed by Set's power, initially favored him. But Isis, a clever and fierce advocate for her son, wouldn't allow it. The conflict escalated from the courtroom to the battlefield. The two gods engaged in a series of incredible contests to prove their worth. They transformed themselves into hippopotami and held their breath underwater, a test of endurance that Isis had to interrupt to save her son. They raced in boats made of stone. Horus cleverly made his from wood, painted to look like stone, while Set's heavy boat sank immediately. Their battles were legendary, a clash of order and chaos. In one brutal fight, Set tore out one of Horus's eyes, but the god Thoth magically restored it, creating the powerful symbol we now know as the Eye of Horus, a ward of protection and healing. In return, Horus injured Set, solidifying their eternal rivalry. Finally, after decades of struggle, the gods turned to a final authority, the now deified Osiris in the underworld. His message was unequivocal. Could any god stand by while his own son was denied his birthright? His powerful judgment swayed the tribunal. The gods declared Horus the rightful ruler of Egypt. Set was defeated. In some versions of the myth, he is exiled to the harsh desert, his domain of chaos. In others, he is integrated into the cosmos, his power harnessed to protect Ra's sunboat as it journeys through the treacherous night. Order was restored. Horus, the falcon-headed god, ascended the throne. He became the ruler of the living, the progenitor of all pharaohs, who were seen as his earthly incarnation. The division of the kingdom was set. Horus ruled the fertile black land of the Nile Valley, and Set ruled the barren red land of the desert. This epic story is more than just a myth. It's a foundational narrative that explains the very nature of Egyptian civilization. It's about the eternal struggle between order and chaos, justice and injustice, life and death. The cycle of Osiris's death and rebirth mirrored the annual flooding of the Nile, which brought fertility back to the land. The victory of Horus symbolized the triumph of legitimate kingship and cosmic harmony. Every pharaoh was a living Horus, tasked with maintaining divine order and keeping the forces of chaos at bay. So the next time you see the Eye of Horus on an ancient artifact, remember the incredible story behind it. It's not just a symbol. It's a testament to a son's love, a mother's devotion, and a kingdom's enduring belief in the ultimate triumph of order over chaos. Thank you so much for journeying back to ancient Egypt with me today. If you enjoyed this dive into mythology, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure into the past. See you next time.